Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signing the state's new Heartbeat Protection Act into law. Late yesterday, it expands protection for unborn children, giving them full rights to life once a fetal heartbeat is detected. That can be as early as 6 weeks in a pregnancy. The new bill also provides a lot of new funding and services to help new mothers across the state. The White House issued a statement calling the legislation, quote, extreme and dangerous, saying in part, Florida's Republican supermajority controlled legislature sent an extreme and dangerous new abortion ban to Governor DeSantis' desk for signature. The ban flies in the face of fundamental freedoms and is out of step with the views of the vast majority of the people of Florida and of all the United States. Joining us right now to discuss, the president of the Family Research Council, Tony Perkins. Tony, that is the argument you hear from a lot of folks, especially on the left, that if you look at polls, most people do believe I don't want to say people are pro-choice, but a lot of people do believe that it should go beyond 6 weeks, maybe 15, as in Dobbs. And I'm taking a look at this purely as a political issue, because if you believe life begins at conception, it begins at conception.
I have 20 acres and a 50 horsepower tractor, so I got both of you beat. Let me talk about what's extreme from the administration. What's extreme is refusing to draw any line on abortion and being willing to abort a baby up until the moment of birth. That's what's extreme, and that's the position of this president, this administration, and the Democratic Party. Look. When you look at what Governor DeSantis has done, he's doing this the right way. He's having a conversation about protecting unborn children. It's not about abortion. It's about protecting unborn children. For the better part of 4 decades, the Republican Party has owned this issue, built a strong support base from it. And we need more leaders like Governor DeSantis that are willing to lean into the opportunity that the Supreme Court gave us in the Dobbs decision. And that's exactly what Florida is doing.
Well, here's the argument you hear against it, Tony, and I hear everything you're saying. And that works especially amongst conservative voters in the primaries for the Republican vote. However, the argument against it is you get something like Wisconsin, which is interpreted as a vote for pro-choice. And feel free to address that. I'm just throwing it out there because that's the argument you hear for general elections.
Well, but here's what happens, Bob. If you're in a debate and you keep your mouth shut, guess what? You don't win. And what happened in Wisconsin is that the liberal candidate spent millions of dollars just in almost 3/4 of her ads talking about abortion. And I think there was one ad from the Republican candidate talking about the issue. We have to define the issue and not let the other side define it. That's what happened in the midterm election, where the Democrats spent about $358 million on abortion ads. Republicans spent about $35 million. So about just a fraction of what the Democrats spent. Look, as I said, the Republicans have owned this issue for almost 4 decades, and they just need to continue doing what led us to this point, talking about the humanity of the unborn, the benefit of the mothers. In fact, a poll that we conducted just prior to the Dobbs decision, nearly half of Americans agree with the heartbeat bill when you talk about it in the context of protecting unborn children. When you talk about banning and restricting abortion, the numbers switch by almost 12%.
That's interesting, yeah.
12 points.
Depends on how you
talk about it.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
Very interesting. Very interesting point. Tony Perkins, thank you so much for joining us, sir.
All right, Bob, good to see you.